Hi, welcome to What I Ate Wednesdays, where I go over how it feels and what it looks like to eat with a healthy, thin mentality. And of course, the big thing you want to always keep in mind is staying in the present, responding to hunger, and not past eating, past exercise, future exercise, or any of the other reasons that we tend to eat, which are disconnected from hunger, which is, of course, the only reason to eat. Mother Nature gave us hunger for that reason, to guide us, and she also gave us cravings, and it is our job to respect that and not try to outwit that. So, as an example for an eating day, I want to point out with this day I'm about to tell you about that some days, with a healthy, thin mentality, you may eat a bunch of small meals, or you may eat one huge meal, or you may eat two, and it's all fine. It's all fine. Every day is different. You're different on different days, depending upon what you did, how you feel, and all these things. So my message is to embrace that variety in how you feel, and always be open to a new message from your body that's reflecting something that you may not even be aware of that's going on within you. Just respect that and don't try to outthink it, okay? And so, as an example, one day this past week, I woke up again. My only routine thing is I generally reach for a cup of coffee. Maybe it's that caffeine, I don't care, it's fine. And I generally have one cup, and I generally put milk or cream in it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so get that done. And I'm not hungry, generally speaking, in the morning. That's me. So the first time I ate that day was like 11:30, and by that time I had gotten very hungry. And I ate a big chicken sandwich, which was like a hamburger but chicken, and lots of vegetables, avocado, some fabulous sauce on it, and these little sweet potato French fries, and fruit. And I ate, I would say, about 80% of the whole thing. And if you looked at that as a dieter, which I would have looked at that and gone, wow, that's way too much food this early in the day, because I'll have spent all my calories. But this is the difference between a healthy, thin mentality and a diet mentality. You don't look to spend your calories, you look to spend your hunger. And think how different that is. And that's why when we try to get thin or stay thin by modeling ourselves after dieters, we're completely missing the boat. You need to model yourself after naturally thin people. Now, don't follow dieters. Dieters, that life is miserable. Follow what healthy, thin people, healthy, naturally thin people do. And people in that category don't count calories. I never count calories anymore. Used to, believe me, been there, done that. Doesn't work. It's a miserable way to live. Instead, I anticipate spending my hunger, which is a gift that, fortunately, if you're watching this, we are able to solve that because we have the funds to do so. So always remember how lucky we are, okay? I always like to say that. So anyway, if I'm sitting there as a dieter with that food in front of me, I'm like, oh wow, I'm going to spend a lot of calories here. Healthy thin mentality, I'm thinking, I'm so hungry and I get to spend it on this beautiful food, and it's fantastic. No guilt, nothing. Okay, so felt great, yum, so lucky. Hours go by, because that is a lot of food, which that doesn't change, but my body knows what it ingested, and it doesn't send me hunger again for quite a long time. I say 6 or 7 hours, which is a long time in the day. So then I had another meal, and I had soup with a bunch of vegetables in it, and I had a potato with a bunch of stuff in it, like, scallions and that kind of loaded potato thing. I didn't eat a lot of that. I ate maybe half of that. And then I had some little piece of fish. And then after that, I was still a little bit hungry because I just didn't feel like eating the rest of the potato. Fine, right? Who cares? If you can afford to, live that way, I'm not, waste is terrible, but I didn't feel compelled to eat that rest of the potato when that's not what I wanted anymore. So I got a very small little dessert that I liked. It was just a little tiny, I didn't know it was going to be so small, but it was a very teeny little bit of ice cream and this little fun little cookie. Okay, great day, great eating, no stress, no guilt, no remorse, just spending my hunger when I have it. And it's like spending money. You don't spend it if you don't have it. So I don't spend my hunger if I don't have it. I wait for hunger. I wait for money, right? And then you spend it when you get it. If you eat without hunger, it's like you're creating a debt within your body. And it's a great metaphor. I hope that helps you to think about how you should approach eating, and instead of, again, get rid of the saving calories thought, get into the spending hunger. So you're not spending calories, you're spending hunger, and your body will give you appropriate hunger for you. This is slimming. This is riding the neutral wave, which I love to talk about, where you're not hungry and then you get hunger and you spend that hunger down to neutral. Neutral meaning no hunger, you feel satisfied. It's not just like some people have misinterpreted that as being still kind of hungry. No, food is your desire for food physically is gone. Your taste buds no longer light up when you eat. That's neutral. Stay in that neutral plane. Wait for hunger to come find you, and it will. You don't have to look for hunger. It will find you when you get into this. In the very beginning, you have to listen harder because you're so detached from it. But as you get into a rhythm and you start listening, your hunger gets louder because it's finally being respected, and your cravings and your nutrition will be fine because your body will crave food that is good for you. And when you have a choice there, if you, I was in Chipotle the other day and I normally get white rice. And I thought, I love white rice, but I really, to be honest, hadn't tried the brown rice. So I said, well, I'll try it. It's not going to make me feel deprived or anything. I might as well try it because I know in my head that that is a more nutritious option, so they say. So as long as it didn't make me feel in any way deprived, I said, fine, I'll try the brown rice. It was great. So I think from now on when I go there, I'll probably order the brown rice. But those kinds of decisions on nutrition made the way that was made, out of a happy choice, out of no angst, out of I'll see if I like it, that's reasonable. But cutting out whole food groups or just being hyper vigilant on nutrition when your first job is to connect eating with hunger. So get that first. And later on, as you get really good at this, then if you want to be more aggressive about nutrition, like thinking like I just did about Chipotle, which again, that's not super aggressive, but just taking that into account, then do it. But your first step before that is getting to match eating with hunger. And it doesn't take long. Give yourself, I'm going to say, give yourself a couple of months with this, just this thought. And I do have a workbook on my website. It's the first 12 weeks of your healthy thin mentality to guide you through this, guys. I'm putting this out there to help. There's also a book about kind of why diets are fattening and lots of stories in my journey and all that. And lots of blogs on dietsarefattening.com. But if you're into this and you really want help getting through the beginning, obviously I highly recommend the workbook because it takes you through. And all the questions I get all the time, they're basically all in this workbook, and there's mantras in the back. Again, I'm doing this because when I was going through this journey, it would have really helped me. And so I stumbled through, and I'm trying to make it quicker and easier for you by having this available. Okay, also we're on dietsarefattening.com private Facebook group. Join us there. And also Diets Are Fattening on Facebook, regular. It's not a private group. And I'm trying to be good and post on Instagram, and I'm trying. Anyway, okay, great to have you with me. Please like, share, subscribe. Help me get this message out there if you find it at all valuable. And I appreciate that very much. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.